healthy diet for good health. A diet prevents the non-communicable disease. Now, if you improve your diet, it will improve your organs. How to develop a healthy diet for that? Now, when we consume food, there are three types of macronutrients. What are these? Carbohydrates, proteins and fats. How much we should intake our carbohydrate is 40 to 60%. What are the example of carbohydrate? Rice. Do you think rice 100% consists of carbohydrate? Imagine you are taking milk or you are taking chapati. Is 100% carbohydrates are there or some minerals are also added? If you are consuming a food, it consists of multiple nutrients. That means if we take chapati, you have protein as well as carbohydrate. So both the parameters are there. Now you should have a healthy diet in the sense maximum it should be consisting of carbohydrates. It should be 40 to 60%. Proteins. Where are the source for proteins? Meat, chicken has high amount of protein. Fish protein should be 10 to 35%. Fats, saturated fats and unsaturated fat. Olive oil, salmon. Salmon is a type of fish. You have the unsaturated fats. So these are called proteins. Proteins will be like this in microstructure. Completely protein covered food is not available in earth. You can intake from different source. What are the source you have this kind of protein is? You can have chicken, tuna, salmon, etc. In all the parameters, you have this kind of protein. What is protein made of? Protein is made of complex organic compound. It contains of hydrogen, oxygen, carbon, sulfur, etc. So you can intake your proteins from these sources. Now carbohydrate. We think that from whatever source we get carbohydrate is through rice, through wheat, through pulses, etc. And you can see multiple forms we are intaking our carbohydrates. So if you want to look the carbohydrates in a microstructure, it will be like this. Fats. Eat the fats in different forms. These are all called good fats. Even in almond you have fats, and in nuts you can see salmon, coconut, etc. These are all called good fats. What are all called bad fats is you take from animal source. Meat is animal source. Milk, butter, ghee, these are all animal source. Vegetable types oils are called good fats. And soybeans, etc. So these will form in your stomach like this layer. This layer will not further convert into any form. So it will be stored. That is why these are made of fatty acids and forms of alcohol and glycerol. This is different from carbohydrates. Next thing. For a healthy diet, you need minerals. Generally, mineral will look like this. Potassium, magnesium, iodine. If you are consuming a salt, it is a mineral. But in your food, you have different form of minerals. Not only sodium. Salt is nothing but sodium and potassium. You need furthermore minerals. What are they? You need zinc, calcium. Calcium will help what? Your bones. Can you take calcium directly? From where you can take calcium? This limestone. It is a stone, white color stone you will have. That is pure form of calcium. If you are having less calcium, can you consume directly? No. You cannot consume, don't try it. Limestone is a rock. Sodium is also a rock. You cannot consume directly. But in a food, you are indirectly consuming it. These are all useful for you, which balance your diet. For balancing purpose, you should use your minerals. I will tell you how much you have to consume this kind of minerals, etc. Iodine, zinc, etc. Vitamins will look like this in microstructure. But vitamins are available in these forms. If you eat carrot, does it have only vitamin or it have carbohydrates? Carrot doesn't consist fully vitamins. It has some amount of protein, it has some amount of minerals, vitamins, etc. A single food consists of multiple items. So you need a proper ratio for a diet. Vitamins are organic compounds, act as a catalyst. What do you mean by catalyst? It used for your metabolic activity. Now, like this, you should have your food. More carbohydrates in this hierarchy. Above that, you should have vitamin, proteins, fat should be less. You should not have fatty food more than 10% in your overall meal. If you are taking from morning to evening, how much of food you consume, this should be your hierarchy. This chart has been published by Harvard Medical School. For our health concerns, they suggest some diets. Whole grains is 25%. Grains should consist of variety of grains. It might be in form of bread, wheat, brown rice. How much percentage we should have? 25%. Then another 25% called healthy protein. From where you can derive proteins? Fish, poultry, beans, etc. Some people will have a full grilled chicken for their dinner. You should not have like this. How much portion you should have? It gives, the fish and poultry gives 25% of your health of protein. You should not have full grill for your meal. Vegetables and fruits in combined 50%. Your meal should look like this. If you open your tiffin box, fruits and vegetables should be half. Only rest of the portions can be rice or wheat or any other components. And oil. If you are using oils, they might be fats. You can use canola oil, that means vegetable oils. You can use number of vegetable oils, etc. for your healthy diet. Now, what does WHO recommend? WHO is World Health Organization. They recommend diet for us. What you should consume and how much you should consume. In your diet, maximum 30% is allowed. More than that is not allowed. Saturated fats has to be less than 10%. That means ghee, butter. Some people might take pizza, burgers for your meal. They provide cheese, saturated fat. It comes from animal. We should not have complete meal on that. That is why they say maximum 10% you can have. If you are having, you will end up in a fatty stomach. Your fats will not get burnt, hence it will be staying in your body. Yes. Next one is to avoid unhealthy weight gains. You should reduce. Then eating too much or wrong kind of fat, that is saturated fat. And another fat, industrially produced trans fat. Then saturated vegetable oils we can use. Olive, soya, sunflower oil, these are all the components of fat we can consume. This is the example. What are trans fat? These much of industrially manufactured product. What are they? These are bakery product, yes or no? From there you get these kind of fats. What are good fats? You can replace this with the good fats like this. Limit intake of sugars. Now, every day we consume sugar. For a healthy diet, less than 10% of intake. Now, if you are having thumbs up, if you are having Pepsi, Coke, in each and every processed this kind of sodas, you have high amount of sugar. Have you heard about this? Sugars are very high amount in a processed sodas. You should avoid that. So that will add to your intake, reducing 5% of sugar. In a day, 10% of sugar is allowed. Choosing fresh fruits instead of your sweet snacks. Limiting intake of soft drinks may reduce the intake of sugar. So by this form you can reduce. Next thing, if you are consuming too much of sugar, tooth decay will come. You will end up in disease. Unhealthy weight gains. So how much sugar WHO suggests? 50 grams sugar you can have. About 12 level of tablespoon you can have. 2000 calories per day you can take. If you are taking more than 50 grams, what are the disease you might have? Disease are pre-sugar, blood pressure will increase, then serum lipids, type 2 diabetes, it will increase. Next thing, reduction of salt. Every day we consume salt. How much salt we can consume? This is what is discussed here. Keeping your salt intake of only 5 grams. But you can intake sugar up to how much gram? 50 gram. If you are taking more than that, it will increase your pressure, blood pressure, stroke, heart attack, If any heart patients are there, they should consume lesser than this. So limiting amount of this. Too much of sodium salt. What kind of salt you are using in your home? Sodium salt only, no? You check your salt, it should be checked with the minerals. Sodium and potassium. Potassium should also have in your salt. How much of potassium you should have? WHO gives guidelines. You go and check your salt, whatever you are consuming today, you check the minerals. If it is 90% of sodium content is available, you change your salt. Why? Because it will impact your health or it will increase your pressure level to your parents. Parents might be unaware of this. They will consume too much of salt, their pressure will get increased. Go and check your salt that potassium should have reduction of sodium, increase of potassium should be there, and 9 to 12 gram of salt in an average, and not enough potassium, less than 3.5% of potassium you should have. If you are not maintaining that, high blood pressure and heart stroke will come. Super light. Have you seen this? In any of your home, are you using this brand? Can you see here what are the components they have? Sodium, potassium. You can see that maximum percentage 13.5 and 4.5. So in your salt you should have sodium as well as potassium. Check that whatever form you are having in your diet. Next thing, they are saying to eat plenty of fruits and vegetables. Sir, but how much we can have? Do you have a range? Yes. WHO gives a range of how much gram of fruits and vegetables daily. At least 400 grams daily. The richness of vegetables will decrease obesity, health disease, heart disease, stroke, diabetes, cancer, etc. So by improving your vegetable intake, you can improve your diet. You can have a good meal, change your snacks. Whatever snacks you are having, change your snacks. By that you can improve your vegetable and fruit intake. Then whatever seasoned fruit you have to intake. And last one is eating variety of fruits and vegetables. Which of the following is considered as healthy fat source? Option D is olive oil. Next one. To maintain a healthy weight, fat intake should not exceed what percentage of person's total energy intake according to WHO? What is the recommended maximum percentage of total energy intake that comes from sugar for a healthy diet? 10%. Next one. Excessive consumption of free sugar increases the risk of which of the following? If you intake more sugar, what will happen? Tooth decay, dental cavities or tooth decay. Yes. Next one. High intake of free sugar can contribute to which of the following condition? Who is going to tell? Over? Yes, you are right. Overweight and obesity. Which of these is recommended daily limit for salt intake for adults? 5 grams. Yes. 5 grams is for salt. Sugar 50 grams for sugar. Vegetables and fruits 400 grams. More than half kg you should eat. Daily half kg. You should eat fruits and vegetables. Yes, you are right. Keeping salt intake below the recommended level helps preventing in following. Hypertension. Yes, you are right. The next one. On an average, how much salt does most people consume? We know that we should consume 5 grams of salt. But how much they consume? WHO have done the statistics. 9 to 12 gram. Yes, you are right. What is recommended minimum daily intake of potassium? 3.5. A diet rich fruits and vegetable can lower the risk of the following except common cold. Yes, you are right. What is the recommended minimum daily intake of fruits and vegetables? 400 gram. And this is the last one. Which of the following should not be counted towards recommended daily fruit and vegetable intake? What should not be counted? Yes, you are right.